Hey sis, I just want to jump right into it today, but first I do want to take the time out to shout out my mother, Reverend Dr. Maxine L. Thomas, who is the founder of Sisters Keeping the Covenant, for co-laboring with me and providing this virtual space for us. But come on in, have a seat. If you're able to, put your feet up, lay your head back, close your eyes, and just breathe. Sometimes it's hard for us to find a quiet place. So I want you to look within yourself. And once you find it, take a moment to look around in that space. Take in the tranquility and stillness of the moment. Allow the stress and disappointments from today to just fade away. So come on. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This is your space. This is your time. And you deserve it. Dear sis, take back your life, period. A very old and wise friend once told me, has always told me, that the quickest way to failure is trying to please everyone. Easier said than done, right? We can say that we're living our best life and living our life like it's golden. We can keep up with the latest fashion trends, switch wigs or hairstyles every week, manis, petties on a regular basis. We can gym, fast, and hop on all of the try-it diets. But at the end of the day, there's only one person that has to go through all of these motions. So, like 2 Chainz once posed, what do you do and who do you do it for? Is it for you, sis? Are you happy? Is this the life that you really want? And beloved, I know. There are both controllable and uncontrollable factors in our life. But the things that you can control, why do you do it? Think about it. No, really, take the time and think about it. Pause this or save it and then come back to it if you have to. But I want you to dig deep into you and ask yourself why. So the quickest way to failure is trying to please everyone. It's 2021, so I Googled the phrase, and there have been variations of it over time. But one of the most popular ones is, I don't know the key to success, but I know the key to failure, trying to please everybody. However, my favorite variation is in one of my favorite books. It's tucked away in the first chapter of Galatians, within verse 10, and it reads, am I now seeking human approval or God's approval? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still pleasing people, I would not be a servant of Christ. And I get it, it's hard because we as humans were created with these feelings, but your feelings have to align with God's feelings. Your will, your desire, your interest should, in theory, align with God's. Now, that being said, how do you go from walking around acting like you belong to the streets to acting or being a child of God? It's simple. You spend time with Him. You talk to Him. I have always been and forever will be Team Android, so I can't say whether or not this is an option available on iPhones, but I have a digital well-being app that is automatically pre-installed on every Galaxy. It not only shows me how long I was on my phone today, but also it shows me how long I spent within each app. It then allows me to create screen time goals and set app timers so that, for example, after 30 minutes, Facebook closes for the day. But my favorite section is ways to disconnect. This is enabled and made possible by focus mode to help you avoid distractions and keep your life in focus. I think someone may know where I'm going with this one. Sis, put your life on focus mode. Anything, anyone, any place that is not building you up and making you a better person needs to be deleted. Your main focus and top priority should be God. We always say that God is the head of our life, but we put him last on every list. What's the first thing you do when you open your eyes? Do you check the time or check in with God first? I'm telling you, when you put God first, everything else will fall in line. Jonathan McReynolds once said that we find space for what we treasure. We take time for whatever we want, and we set our own priorities. So we have to choose Jesus to be our number one. And it's not always going to be easy. In fact, when you are building a covenant relationship, it takes work, effort, and most importantly, patience. You can't treat God like DoorDash and ask him when your next fish sandwich will get here and expect it within the hour. The fish sandwich thing is another episode. But we have to treat our relationship with God like we do in our everyday lives. When you got that promotion last week, did you call God and thank him? Or did you call your coworker to brag? When you lost your wallet, did you call God to help you find it? Or did you just go looking for it by yourself? Talk to God first. Check in with him regularly. I know y'all didn't forget that part in the Bible where God said he was a jealous God. Beloved, I challenge you to conduct a spiritual wellness check on yourself. Examine where it would show that most of your time and attention is spent. Be honest with yourself. Nobody will see the results but you and God. And if you're ashamed or embarrassed about what your results are, then sis, it's time to take back your life. And before we leave, I just want to pray and intercede with you over your life. Dear God, we're back. And God, we need you now more than ever. It seems like every single day there are obstacles in our way trying to prevent us from being our best self. There are obstacles in our way trying to prevent us from getting to you, God. And so, God, we ask that you step in right now. God, we ask that you intervene. God, I ask that you intervene into the life of every woman, every girl, even every man and every boy that may be watching this video right now. God, I ask that you step in and show them the way back to you, God. I want you to help them take back their life, God. Right now, God, we may not be doing everything according to your will. And we admit it, God. We all have made mistakes. God, we admit we've all fallen short of the glory. But we do know that your grace and that your mercy is never failing, God. Now, that doesn't mean, God, that we're going to purposefully hurt you. But we do understand that when we fall, that you'll be there to help pick us back up. So pick us up, Lord. Hold us close to you, God. Hold us in your arms and let us know that it's all right. Help us dust off our shoulders, God, and lead us back to you. God, I pray right now for everyone that's listening. I pray for peace in their life. I pray for the strength to make it through the week. God, I pray for their strength to make it through these next 5 or 10 minutes and whatever they have to do after this video ends, God. God, I pray for joy in their life. I pray for love in their life, God. I pray for understanding in their life, God. I pray for prosperity in their life, God. Empty them out, God. Anything that they may have inside of them that is not pleasing to you, God. Take it away. We don't need it. We don't want it. God, help us to only want you so that we may take back our lives. It is in your name that I pray. Amen and amen. Take back your life, sis. You can do it with God's help. I love you, and I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.